Start back here on the left.
John, how are you able to calm your team down after those first 3 minutes off fouls?
I got lovers, I don't have fighters. They were fine.
John.
John, was the same thing about your team, though, that they were able to withstand that physicality
And they showed some maturity. You know, we had a couple guys that didn't play well in the first half, and you know, and we played well enough offensively to get 50 points, but they get 42. We couldn't really get away from them, and even the start of the second half. But I thought Quad A did well. I thought Shea and PJ in the second half. I didn't think Jared played well, and he had 11 rebounds. That's like a bad game for him. I didn't think he did all the stuff he needed to do. He just didn't play as well. Hami, I was happy to see him make some shots. Quad A, like I said, Quad A was good. Quad A, again, away from the ball. 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. When he's got it and they've got their defense synced in, he's not that guy. But away from the ball, killer. Absolute killer. And makes baskets. He's a scorer. He makes great decisions. He was good today.
John, did they learn that lover, not fighter philosophy from their coach?
I'm a fighter, not a lover. You guys know me. You hit one of mine, I killed 2 of yours. Come on, you know how I am.
Then you talked yesterday, you were worried about they might revert back a little bit today. Did you see?
They didn't revert back, but we didn't play with the kind of intensity and passion we've been playing with. And I thought Ole Miss out-hustled us, beat us to 50-50 balls. And until the last 15 minutes, I thought then we got after it a little bit. But short of that, I thought, you know, Tony did a great job. It's a hard position to be in, and Tony's in there. Those kids didn't give up. They fought their guards. They missed some threes down the stretch there. They could have made it close. They just missed them, and we rebounded them. But, you know, it was a win we had to have. And I told him after the game, I didn't want to tell him that. This was like the biggest game of the year for us. This was it. We had to win this game. And if I had approached it that way, you all know they would have peed themselves, yeah. And so I'm just saying to them, look, let's just be the best we can be and worry about it. Now we got a tough one. We got to go to Florida, senior night. They're waiting in the weeds. Blue out, orange out, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a hard game for us. But you know what? We're in a position we want to be in. Let's see if we can go do something special. But it'll be hard. They're a good team. They just went to Alabama and won by 25 or whatever they did. So they're good.
John, why is Quad A better away from the ball?
Size. His size. It's an more open court for him. He can see more. You know. They have 5 guys back in there. It's a little tougher for him to see the court. But he was good in pick and roll today too. We put him in some high pick and rolls, but he did what I wanted him to do. He came off and shot it. You know, but it's nice that we're making shots. Again, we had 6 guys in double figures. I'm putting Hami in double figures. He had 9. But we had 6 guys like that, and that's what's happening because we're passing the ball. Again, 17 assists. Last couple games, we're being willing passers. And part of it was we had to play a little different. I told you, play a little bit more like UMass. Those days, those were in the 90s. Shows you it still works.
John, over here. Earlier in the game, was it ever communicated to you what Hyman, number 2, was so upset about? By your players or by anybody else?
I can't remember.
John, why would you determine that today was the biggest game of the year, the most important?
Because it took everything off this next one. So we can just go play a basketball game. I don't know if we're good enough to win or not, but we didn't need anything else on our plate. Let's just go play this game. And I knew, you know, the next game, and it's the very last game of the season, and it's all that it was going to be. And we've gone down here now and gotten smashed a couple times, like smashed. So I know how hard it'll be, and I'll try to relay to these guys that this is going to be a hard game. Good team, good players, well coached in that environment. Would you want it any other way, though? You're Kentucky. Let's go. See what happens.
What do you think of Winyon's performance tonight?
It was good. He did some good stuff. I thought, again, there was a rebound late that, he got caught up with a guy versus just go get the ball. But he made shots and, made drives, and we were dying, and he went and made plays. Look, I look at this right now, and we're getting a good solid rotation, and we're talking and working with Nick and Sasha because they're going to be important for our game, and there's going to be games as we go forward. They have to be in the game. They've got to be out there, and they've got to be in a positive way. They've got to get rebounds. You got to go block a shot. You can't just, well, I tried. We got to go do it, and we're going to stick with them, and they're both great kids, but right now that other 7 guys have kind of stepped up and are playing a little bit better.
Joe, when you guys were in the losing streak, you said you had a meeting and defined everyone's roles. I'm assuming you didn't come out and say you're going to score points, but yet in all 4 games that you've won, you've had 5 players in double figures, at least.
Well, what I did was define how we would play as a team, and then how each individual would play, and then who we would go through. In other words, we're not just running offense to run, we're playing through a player. And we're going to play through this guy and this guy. If you have a problem with that, come and see me. You're sitting the bench. And we will count on them to make plays for us. And occasionally we're going to play through this guy because he's a beast. And if he gets a goal, we'll play through him. The rest of you, we're not playing through you. And what happens is we score more, less turnovers, more assists, 5 guys in double figures. I think we're scoring, 12 or 15 more a game? What is it?
Scored 87 more last 3 games.
Averaged 87?
87 or more last 3.
So it's probably 17, 16, 15 more than we've been scoring. But and again, quad A, you are going to be away from the ball and you're going to make plays and you're going to shoot jump shots. I don't want you to go driving in on 6'9" guys unless the court is wide open and you have something easy. Short of that, shoot balls. Define Hami's game more. Here's how we need you to play. And I asked, can everybody commit to what I'm asking you to do? They all said yes. Anybody have any issues? No. Okay, well, we're going to go do this. And again, look, guys, I've done this 35 years. I know you look at me and it looks like I've done it 60 years, but I've done it 35 years. I've been through all the stuff. I know when a team is getting better. My team was getting better. We got better when we played Auburn. I mean, we were getting better. We needed a breakthrough. We needed to build their confidence. They had to go win a game. One of you guys said to me, don't you think at some point they got to win? I'm like, yes, for all of us, so I can sleep at night. But, I haven't lost any faith in this team. I never had. And some of the guys were fighting me and they were hurting themselves. And when they finally decided, and I told them, your will is not stronger than my will. Now, I had to sleep more. I had to take my naps. I had to go home after practice and take a nap. But I knew I was in a dogfight the next day and I would win. And my will would be stronger. And now all of a sudden, like you're looking at a team full of guys all playing well. And they're playing together. And they're helping each other. Now, we broke down some defensively today, but we were behind the 8 ball because Ole Miss played harder than us. They did. Which was a little disappointing. Yes?
Jared.
Now, why do you think you guys are on a roll now shooting from the perimeter when it was such a struggle for a good while?
Well, part of it is that we're putting certain combinations on the court, but the other part is, like the scout came in and said, I don't get it. I'm in 10 practices, you're one of the best shooting teams I've seen, and you get in the game and go 0 for 8. A guy shoots 2 air balls. I just saw him make 18 in a row. How does he shoot an air ball? And I told the guys, most of this stuff is in your mind. It's mental. And again, miss a shot can't lead to 3 more misses. Miss a shot, expect to make the next one. Why? Because you made 67 in 5 minutes. That's why. you're capable of doing it. And so, you know, I always said it's not one of my best shooting teams, but it's far from being my worst. I would say right now it's in the top 3 of my shooting teams.
I wanted to know a little bit more about what you had said about Jared Vanderbilt. What do you want to see from him?
From who?
Jared, you had said that you didn't like, or you weren't as pleased with his play today.
He didn't have the passion, he didn't have the energy he'd had those other games. And the guy he went against played harder than him, and it's unusual for him. But I want him playing exactly how he is. Secondary offensive player, unbelievable passer. He had 2 assists. So here's a guy that can be away from the ball. We're trying to make a play. It comes to him. He drives and makes that extra pass or the lob or the finish. And then rebound. He's a great screener. He may be our best screener. So when you come off of him, you're getting open. So he's doing all that and playing basketball and rebound. He's like, last game he could have had 20 rebounds. This game, he had 11, and I didn't think he really got after it.
Do you think some of the intensity that you were talking about?
He'll be fine. He's not a machine. He's not a robot. They don't play great every night out. But we won, which was big in this game.
All right, I think as everybody knows here, it's Alan Cutler's last game at Rupp Arena. So Alan, we're gonna put you on the spot here if you got a last question.
Last question, and since you've never chased me, I'm giving you a pair of shoes that you can chase me at any point. I'll let you come to practice. There's no way you can run me down, but here, give those to him.
First practice next year, I own you.
Yeah, you better train for a year, my man.
A year might not be long enough. Thank you.
You're welcome. Last question.
Speechless?
I've never seen this before. Put all the cameras on him, please. You don't have something to say?
No, I'm not going to ask what I really want. It's all good. Thank you, man.
Thanks. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, guys.